He fully understands that when he receives you, you're nothing but junk. And that's why he looked in the trash can of life and he pulls out junk. And he takes the time to examine it, to scrutinize it, to look it over, and to determine what call and what purpose that he will make out of the junk. Because God is good at using junk. In fact, if I could suggest to you, looking in the mirror from time to time, and what I see is recycle the junk. But God is able to fix it. And so when God is ready to call someone, to choose someone, and to make someone full of his purpose, the first thing he does is he takes someone who has, if you will, no real understanding of what their call and their purpose are. He pulls them out and he brings them to recognition that I am going to take you and to make you something special. I'm going to make you someone important, and I'm going to remove from you the negativity of who you may think you are and who people have declared you are and who people have said you will become. And I am going to place in you a divine call to make you more than what you could ever imagine being. So it is that when God picks and chooses you, he decides that I'm going to turn you from being a whiner to a winner. I'm going to make you from being just an everyday, ordinary Joe to someone special, someone who will become more than a conqueror. I'm going to move you up from just being a follower, and I'm going to purpose in your life and declare and decree that you will become a leader in whatever avenue or dimension or walk of your life. You will no longer let other people dictate and declare what you will do, who you will be, and how far you will go. You once was, but now you are. And when you think of God who is and was and is and always will be, and you who was not and is not and never would have been, and how God took you out. I hope I can mess you up and you can jump. But he took you out of being nothing and declared and decreed that this day you are going to become someone special. Just touch yourself and say, I think he's talking to me. You are going to become someone special. The Bible is replete with those that God have turned around from being nothing into being something. If you would, you could look at Abraham, and God takes him and pulls him out of his people and bring him out of his country and out of the people that he has been associated with, and he tells him, I'm going to do something in your life. I need you to move away from those that have hindered and abated and stopped your progress. It's time for you to step out of the crowd and become what I've called you to be. I need you to move away from Ray Ray and Poo Poo and all of them. I need you to get away from G-Man and Q-Dog. I need you to pull away from Mama M and Auntie M. I need you to know that I have made a declaration in your life that I am going to make you somebody special. You've got to know without a shadow of a doubt that God says, I pull you out and put you in the shallows of nothingness. Let you feel like you wasn't anything, because I am going to turn things around in your life. I believe the word is called the antithesis. I'm going to turn a negative into a positive. Yes, I still declare I was junk, but that was what I once was, but now what I am now is the child of the living God. I'm somebody. You need to tell your neighbor, you're somebody. You're somebody. It is God that pulls out these great men. If you would, you can look at Isaac and Jacob, and he takes Jacob from the pit, moves him from the pit to Potiphar's house, and from Potiphar's house he moves him to the prison, and from the prison he moves him into Pharaoh's house. God takes him from being a nobody and takes him from being a nothing, a dud, used to be, a had been, I hope I'm talking to somebody, and builds him up and makes him somebody special. Because God can take you through some things and put you down in some things and then build you back up that you'll know it had had to be God. It couldn't have been my mama, couldn't have been my daddy, couldn't have been my best friends. It had to be God that did what he did. How could God have taken me from having nothing on my table, no food, no clothes, no transportation, and build me up to now I don't have to have a car with vice grips rolling the windows down. I don't have to have 3 hubcaps and 1 hubcap missing. I can drive a car just like the next man. I can live spectacularly and good, and I can be somebody. I hope I help somebody in this 12 o'clock session, because now God has taken me from being a nobody and made me somebody. He can do it with the best of them. God turns his life around, and it is now that we move even past the pages of those great individuals into this life of this man by the name of Joshua. Joshua, after 40 years of wandering in a dry place, God prepares Joshua and this new generation for entrance into a blessed place. He conditions him by teaching him the importance of having courageous and consistent faith. He's attempting to build the faith of Joshua by allowing Joshua to have gone through all of these years, all of these negative experiences, all of these damnable things, and even to the point where he loses the person who he's closely associated with, and he's depressed and he's despondent and he's broken and he's wounded. Oftentimes in church we don't talk often about people being depressed, but let's tell the real truth. There are some situations and some circumstances that will make you feel so depressed and so down, and it is Joshua that is crying the blues because Moses is no longer around. Moses, the leader who has carried us further than we could ever imagine, is gone. He is deceased. He no longer lives, and Joshua is discouraged. Man, he's messed up. He has fear of failure now because my leader is gone and I don't know what I'm going to do. And I would even suggest the fear of failure even leads to a fear of success, because he's not even sure that if I go any farther that I'll have the ability to succeed. And even if I do succeed, how many haters will it bring my way? How many dream killers will it bring my way? How many thieves, snatchers, and vision killers will it bring my way? You know, oftentimes it's not the failure or the fear of failure, it's the fear of success. We don't want folk to say you think you're something because you came from the dirt and now God has raised you up. You came out of the projects, now you're living in the palace. You came from nothing and now you're something. And oftentimes that causes us to relegate and to reduce ourselves to being subjugated to somebody else. But I stop by to tell you, young people and saints alike, it's time for you to get up and make a declaration that I know where I came from. I know who brought me out. I know who delivered me. And you are not going to keep me down with your negative talking and your backward thinking and your sadistic, broken down mentality. I'm going to rise up for the occasion and declare I am a child. I feel like talking today of the living God. I am somebody. Slap your neighbor, tell them you're somebody, and you need to start making a declaration to it. Tell depression, get out the door. Tell that demon, get away from me. Tell the forces of hell, back up. I'm going to give you an expiration date. It's going to be April the 30th, 2011. You got 5 more minutes, Satan, to work your devilish activity. And then I'm going to give God a praise that's going to run you out of Jacksonville, out of Florida, and out of the country. Somebody just open up your beautiful mouth and say, I'm somebody. And I just came by to give the devil a notice that I'm going to get up from where I am and stop crying the blues. I feel God moving in the house. One writer said, the Lord is my shepherd and I shall not want. That means everything I need while I'm going through my depression, God is able to provide. Everything I want while I'm going through this need, God is able to satisfy. Why you worried about your bills being paid? I stop by to tell you that